Hello, friends. My name is
Last week.
Maximus, and I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the 15th episode of Casters and Cantrips, where some of your favorite streamers play Dungeons and Dragons live on Friday nights. I'm joined by the amazing cast of Bunny Dreadful, Mac and Cheese Please, Virtual Spectre, and Moobs Like Jagger from the GGN crew. I'm so excited to roll dice with you all tonight.
Yeah, it's been a long, weird week, so I'm very, very excited for this.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Hey, and y'all made it. You survived. You're at the city.
Yay.
So
We're totally not gonna get in any
rumors.
trouble or shenanigans.
anyway, so one thing I had mentioned last week that we were gonna create a Patreon for some of you that wanted to directly support support the stream here for Casters and Cantrips. And surprise, it's here right now. Yay! So, we've got tiers for early access to the podcast as well as YouTube. There's also a tier where you can help me design an NPC for the campaign as well, and some other things. But if you have any suggestions on things that we should offer like tiers and other things on those tiers, so just let me know. I'm kind of new, but we'll figure it out together. But as always, support isn't necessary, and then all the support goes towards making the show better for all of you. So super cool animated maps and immersive music and things like that. But also, as always, we do have merch over at interlinkdesigns.com/Casters and Cantrips. So now we have two ways to directly support the channel. Look at that. That's a lovely shirt. Where did you get it?
It's so nice.
I have mine too.
I wanted to share a quick story about my shirt. When I went out to get some food, and like out of nowhere, this guy's like, "Oh my god, is that a D&D shirt?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is." And he's like, "That's super cool." I was like, "Thanks." And then I walked away. I was like, "Damn it, I should have plugged the channel."
Yeah, that's okay. We're just happy to know that people think it's a cool shirt. So awesome. Also, last thing, quick reminder that if you're not able to catch the live stream, there's also VODs available on my YouTube, or you can listen to it in podcast format. Just look up Casters and Cantrips on one of 9 different podcast formats, and you'll probably find it, or get it early if you're a patron. And those episodes are split up, so you can easily digest them in a shorter format if you're on the go. Can we set up only Rons? Maybe we'll have a tier where it's just you just get pictures of Ron. Don't quote me on that. I can't commit to that. I'm not an artist. But anyway,
I'm sure it's a little stick figure Ron. It's
sure. That might be more up to my speed on artistic abilities. So anyway, with all that kind of out of the way, we'll get all the sillies out before we start our D&D. But we'll go ahead and settle in for tonight's episode of Casters and Cantrips. Our story last left off with the party and crew of the Goldraker in the aftermath of their ship battle with Ramcrown. The ship had been slowly making its way to Isgarth, but Dalius informed them it may take a week or two to get there at that rate. The group agreed to let the crew spend a few days to repair the mast of the ship while they were on the Canamus Sea, and so they could get the Goldraker back to ship shape. During that conversation, they learned of the Eve of Tales, which is a festival in Isgarth that happened to be on the first Fire's Day of the summer. While the ship was being prepared, the group spotted a hand that was holding onto a net floating in the ocean. After fishing out the hand in the nets, they realized it wasn't attached to anything. It had been severed. However, it was wearing a sterling silver ring with an amber inset. Ron grabbed the ring and tossed the hand and net back into the ocean. After the ship had been repaired and was underway, Valken realized that Mimi, their mimic baby companion, was no longer in his pack. He searched the ship and let his companions know about the missing mimic. Ultimately, they were able to find Mimi in the hold as she was eating large quantities of the ship's supplies. They were able to calm Mimi and satiate the mimic for the voyage, but a few hours later, the crew became aware that someone was eating more than their share of the rations. Captain Dalius gathered the crew and made the ultimatum that whoever was responsible to come forward before he left his quarters. If he found out himself, there would be consequences. Bryn decided she would go see the captain in his quarters, so the group could take the blame. Bryn informed Dalius that it was Corin, the baby dragonborn, that ate all of the rations. She then attempted to bribe the captain for his silence with a large amount of gold. Ultimately, Captain Dalius agreed to silence for a favor in lieu of the gold. Later that evening, Valken and Ron spotted a derelict ship several hundred feet away. After investigating further, it appeared to be damaged and was a merchant vessel with one lone crew member waving their arms back at the party. Dalius and the group agreed to a 50-50 split on whatever spoils they found on the ship. As they approached the ship in need of help, a giant shark rammed the gold raker, spinning it around, causing it to lose its momentum. It was an ambush. Sahuagin then began swarming the ship. The party and Dalius repelled the creatures on the top deck as the rest of the skeleton crew took care of things below. After a hard-fought battle and towards the end, some merfolk riding on some hippocamps came to their aid. The battle had been won, and they met the merfolk named Jozon. Jozon mentioned to the party that their hippocamps had been hunted for their scales by topsiders, so they tended to avoid anyone on the surface. After a couple more days of sailing, they arrived at the port of Isgarth. And that is where we'll begin our story tonight. So
we
as
have
you
lots of stuff to sell.
We do. Does anyone know where the shop would be on this ship?
We have lots of stuff to buy as well.
And then we have this ring. Even though I'm mad about giving wrong my ring.
Oh, we need to get that, what is the word, interrogated. Mm-hmm. No.
Oh, identified.
Identified. Yes, Ron, thank you.
Then you can have ring back since Ron is no longer on the ocean water.
We don't know that you won't be on ocean water again. We don't know this.
Okay, this is true.
What if that pixie just like poofs you above the ocean? What could happen?
Maybe we can find protection against pixies. Ron does not want to go back.
Ron, once we
Yes?
figure out what this other ring does, if I like the other one better, then you can have that one. It's like equivalent exchange here.
Okay.
And I wink.
Oh, maybe we could find more rings and everyone can have a magic ring.
Ooh.
We could get one for Valkan that is like a ring of punching. Oh,
Maybe
I
we
kind
can
of
all
want
wear
that.
cool costumes too.
Like with like a theme, like matching, like with the
Yeah.
guild sigil.
Yeah, matching. Maybe we'll have like different color variations. We all have a ring. We put our hand in, and we just like go team, and we're about to do. No.
Oh, I like
Is this too much?
no. Please continue. I'm very interested.
Yeah, I think it could be fun. We just gotta find 2 more rings.
So
All right, shopping it is.
if you recall, you've arrived on the evening of the 5th day of Sextus, which is Thorns Day. And you see before you
Thorns?
the high cliffs of Icegarth. You see the small path winding up towards the top. And you also see a large lift, this mechanical feat of engineering that is loading both people as well as goods, and then raising them up to the top of the cliffside where the city is located. Dalius looks to you all. All right, well, I have sent you this far. I will be taking my leave. I have to pick up the rest of my crew and, of course, get the ship back to its normal sailing form. It's repaired enough to sail, but you can never be too careful on the seas. If you will do a couple things for me, you are more than welcome to sell the goods that we got from the ship, but make sure that it's earmarked 50% for me. Just go see Leela over at the Merchants Guild, and she will square you away. Also, the
Where is that?
Well, if you take the lift up and then you go through the city and then you cross the bridge over to the other side of the city, you will find it there. As you cross, it is on the west side.
You wish us to
question.
put leaf on goods for you?
Oh, Ron, this is no. It is saying.
No,
I
no,
mean, if
no.
you want to put leaves on it, that's fine.
Ron-
Just
Tell
Ron can
Leela that
get
the
leaves,
50%
yes.
of the profits is mine.
Okay.
question, DM. Isn't one of us from here?
Nope,
No,
not from Icegarth.
None of us have been here before.
I mean, there's at
Gotcha.
least one of you that is from the kingdoms, but it's up to them whether they've been here or not. Okay.
Checking character sheet. Don't remember where I'm from. I don't think I
Dalius
specified.
also says to you, Ron, as you're sort of holding Corin. Yes, the person that you are seeking, that is friend of Ixius. I believe her name is Risa. She works in the library of Denier, which is attached to the Church of Denier. So you may go to the church and then ask for her, and they can point you in the right direction. It's very, very large. You cannot miss it.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
Very
I will
well.
go see this Risa.
And we'll gather supplies and we will head out. Pleasure sailing with you, and then if you ever need me, you know, well, you may not know where to find me, but just reach out. I'll find a way to help.
Thank you for everything you've done for us, Captain.
Of course. Very well. Off you go.
All right, start heading out.
Yeah. So you kind of head off the ship of the Gold Raker, and they go into the market and begin looking for supplies and things for the ship. And you can see that there's this large lift, or just a long, tedious path up the cliffs.
The lifts?
Sure. So if you look towards the lifts, you can see some people kind of loading things onto it. It's pretty large, made for cargo as well. And you can see that behind you, Dalius is unloading the things that you'd gotten off the ship, so you can take it up there with you. And you can see that there are also some, what appear to be some sort of city guards in the area. And they sort of have just plate armor. Some have shields, some have pikes, just different weapons, all wearing helmets. And you notice that their cloaks are just a bright, like powdered blue, similar to the uniforms that you've seen from the Vantis Navy. Similar color on the cloak with kind of a gold trim on the outsides of it. And you can also see that on the cloak in the center, there is a large gold like bird of some sort, and you've seen it on the standards of other Vantis ships, namely the capital ship. If you had ever seen it when you left Fork Ross in the beginning.
Oh, this very large bird.
Their helmets also kind of have some blue plumage that kind of comes from their helmet and then curls backward and kind of lays down. Not like a mohawk per se, just like feathers that kind of lay as if they're like combed backward. They finish unloading the products from the ship, if you'll remember. And Dahlia says, "Oh, one more thing. I saw you staring at those guards there. They are known as the Imperial Guard of Ventus. They used to be the Royal Guard of Ventus, but they have changed their name for some reason. Most people call them the Blue Cloaks, Blue Guards. Well, if you really want to piss them off, you can call them Peacocks. But I do not recommend that.
Okay, do not call them bird. Duly noted.
Who are we calling a bird?
All the guards of Ventus.
We're not calling them a peacock. It is a specific type of bird.
Birds, not peacocks. Okay, wrote it down just in case my tongue slips. You know me sometimes. But if they piss me off, I'm not gonna not call them a peacock. Just saying.
Yes, let's try to avoid the guards. That seems like a smart decision.
Yes, we must keep in mind that we have Corin to look after. So let's not try to get in trouble.
Perhaps we should do that first. Try to get her situated, or do we want to go try to sell some stuff first?
Ron does not wish to lug this cart of goods around all day.
Okay. Selling and dropping first. Maybe we can, I don't
It would
know.
give Corin good opportunity to look and see the sights.
Maybe we could buy Corin like a treat, like some little candies, you know?
Ooh, and we can restock our honey supply
Oh,
for Mimi.
very good idea.
I hear there is a real bakery in this town.
Oh,
Do we head there
it
first,
is,
or do we head
it's
there
really
last?
late. They're probably not going to be open until the morning, so that can be our breakfast plan.
Right, we head there tomorrow then. Just kidding.
All right, where to?
We go to sell the stuff to Leela?
Okay, so you'll
yeah,
have to find a
Lena.
way up.
We have to find a way. Where?
You're
I
on the
thought we
port.
were
You've got to either
taking-
take the lifts or drag the cart along the trail.
I thought we said the list. No?
To the lift.
To
So-
the lifts.
Yep, you can make your way over to the lifts, and there's two guards kind of just standing there watching as people pass by. And you see one attendant, kind of a human who's just got some very like normal standard looking clothing, like a tunic, some leather shoes, cotton pants. All right, you taking the lift?
Yes.
Oh, yes, we have these goods here.
All right, you have anything to declare?
What does that mean?
What goods are you bringing in the city?
Linen.
We have silk, linen, saffron, and many spices.
All right, and he just kind of looks like they're making a list of what you're saying. All right, goods. 5, 2 silver piece. 5, 2 gold for the lift. With the goods, and you 4
Okay.
and the little one.
Oh,
So that's quite a lot for like a lift.
Well, I mean, you don't have to use the lift. You can go over the side.
Oh, here's your 2 gold.
All right, thank you. He puts the gold in and kind of opens a little like cage doorway. All right, in you go.
okay.
We get in the lift.
Gotcha. So you get the goods in there, and you're all in, and then you hear this large, like large chains just being worked, and you see the large just counterweight meeting you, and then going back towards the ground. And it takes a few minutes. It's not fast by any means, but it's more built for torque and being able to lift things that are heavy, but not necessarily go fast. So as you're kind of raising up, you can see just the busy port below you, ships coming in and out. And as you get up towards the cliffs, and then you hear the lift go and kind of get in level of the off ramp outside of it, and then another attendant kind of opens the doorway. All right, out you go. Get your goods in and get out of here. We got people to lift. And you see another set of guards like keeping watch there. So, as you raise up to the city of Icegarth. You can see that probably, I mean, definitely one of the largest cities you've been to, larger than Fourcross, as Fourcross was started as a fort that kind of built out into a city. This is a real dense city proper. And you have come up on more of like the northwest or west sides of these cliffs, and you're making your way upwards into the town. And you can see there's a large like stone road on your right side, similar to like a shanty town. You've got small like huts, shacks, people there living. On the other side you see a little more permanent structures for living, more like middle class-ish, lower middle class housing. But kind of make your way across the stone, and as you're kind of going, and there's just rows and rows and rows of houses and people, you make your way to a large intersection. You can see to your left there's a large central stone road, and you can see sort of that detached column on its own, with a bridge going over the kind of open area where down to the water, and you can see just a large building, several towers in that area, and that's kind of the direction that Dalius pointed you to, over to the Merchants Guild. And if you kind of look ahead, you see more like temporary housing, lower class. What do you do?
Anna's like kind of getting anxiety from being in this huge city and so many people. He's still not used to it. He's like, oh, like every time he's like sees something go by, he's like, oh. She's like having a hard time adjusting.
Falcon up to this point has been sort of keeping to himself, taking in the sights. It's kind of quiet, as if he's thinking about something. But he turns to Ron. He's like, Ron, you never been to a big city?
Oh, not as large one as this. It is unsettling.
The Empire's a big place, that's for sure. I suggest we look for some place to get a bite to eat. Kind of starving.
Yes, let us find a local establishment. It will be good. Plus, Corin is hungry.
Just a quick note, not the Empire. It'd be the Kingdom. The Empire was the big, large thing that broke apart. So just for your reference.
Gotcha.
Did we want to get rid of all of this stuff first and then grab a bite to eat, or eat first?
Whatever we come across first.
Okay, we'll make our way in that direction.
No,
and
yes, Vin makes good points. I don't want to leave. Ron does not want to leave the cart unattended while we are eating.
Mm-hmm.
Smart. Okay, so you make your way up kind of this central avenue that almost bisects the city. As you make your way further north, you look off to your right to the east, and you can see what looks to be like just an area of industry. Several just shops, places of work, people smithing, weaving, leatherworking, almost just like the like an industry quarter for that matter. And
Ron?
If we're walking by a place where they're doing like leather working, we should drop off that dragon stuff so we can come back for it tomorrow.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, great minds
Perhaps we
are
can
great.
ask this Leela if she has any recommendations.
That's also true. Are we doing that first, Leela, and then dinner, or Leela and then armor and then dinner, or
Yeah.
you know?
I like the
Leela.
second option.
Leela dinner armor? Yeah.
okay. So as you're kind of passing and you turn the corner, you see one sign sort of in that kind of less affluent part of town. It says Stone End. There's a sign that points north, and it says High Cliff. as well as northward. So as you're getting closer, you can see that high cliff, to the opposite side of where the kind of industry is, which would be called northward. High cliff, there are extremely large estates, houses, just extremely affluent area of town overlooking those cliffs. And you think that either these people are nobility or very well-off merchants or some sort of combination of just high amounts of wealth. But you make your way to the north and you come across a bridge, not as grand as the bridge that you encountered on the first day of your adventure, but it gets you across. Still an impressive, feat of engineering and infrastructure, but to kind of span these two cliffs. But you make your way across, and you can see that there's kind of small stone paths. It's mostly grass on the top here. You can see right as you cross over this bridge, directly in front of you, there's kind of an open courtyard with a fountain. There are people painting, people playing instruments, sculpting. You can look to your right and there are sort of a series of like small towers kind of put together, made of stone. They're tall spires, like deep blue on the roof, and they almost look anachronistic in their architecture, whereas a lot of buildings here are, in this area are domed, maybe made of like marble, almost similar to like a Roman type architecture. This one looks a little more like Renaissance or like Gothic architecture, so looks out of place here, but you do see that, and you continue your way. I'm sorry, go ahead.
With the musicians playing, are any their flute players?
Sure, all different kinds: flutes, lutes, drums.
Oh, please.
Ron would like to listen onto this flute player. Sure. Or is it like a quartet or individual musicians, or?
There's both. There's some people working together, some people actively writing. They have paper and they're creating sheet music. Some more just kind of honing their craft. You can kind of see one in particular, one playing a flute, similar style to yours, but much finer make. And they're working with some other musicians. One is sort of playing like a small drum, using their hands to hit it. And there's also someone else there that is kind of playing a lute very expertly from your knowledge of music. This is a pretty good little trio, but the lute player is definitely the star of the show. And as you're kind of listening to the flute, they're not necessarily taking a lead, but almost kind of trying to complement what this other person's doing. And this person that is playing the lute, they are a half-elf man with like long golden blonde hair, bright blue eyes. He kind of has high-kneed leather boots, with like fine linen pants tucked into them, and like a burgundy and gold like troubadour's jacket, with a white silk shirt underneath. And as you're kind of listening to these musicians, you kind of almost fixate on them, and he catches your eyes as you're standing and watching, and then almost kind of flourishes and shows off a little bit on their lute as you're listening. And they finish, and he kind of bows, and I hope you are entertained. Are you a player yourself?
Yes, Ron is known to dabble with the flute as well.
Really?
Very impressive, very beautiful.
Well, please. By all means, if you have the time.
Oh, oh, if you insist, Ron will.
No
we'll
need
try.
to be shy here. There's no judgment among musicians.
Oh, okay.
Give me a performance check if you're gonna play that flute.
Okay, I'll be. Please, dear God. No repeats of last week. First roll the die. Okay. Hell yes. Whew. I was worried for a second there. My performance is charisma base, so I got a 21.
21. And you're kind of literally like going to town on your flute, kind of surprising yourself, and being not so classically trained and going to school where you probably learn by ear. You picked up on some of the melodies of the song that they were working on, and then you add to that with your own flourishes in the music. And you can see the other flute player and kind of the drummer look to you and kind of intrigued. And then once you finish, this half elf goes, oh, bravo! And are you here to, well, join the guild? What brings you here? Such a large creature wearing armor. You confuse me. I'm so sorry. My name is Yorlas. Pleasure to meet you. And he sort of gives this just over formal bow and just bows deeply to you.
Oh,
What's the name? Yorlas?
Yorlas.
Yeah, your loss, yo. No.
Ron is just a simple adventurer, but enjoys the fine sounds of music.
An adventurer. Very interesting. Well, so you're not from around here, which I could have guessed, of course.
Yes, very astute of you.
I do keep my eyes open and my ears to the ground.
But your troupe here plays so beautifully. Ron was so enthralled by your music.
Well, thank you very much. We are the best in town.
Oh, you must tell Ron where you will be performing next.
Well, we were asked by the Duchess to perform a little number to kick off the Eve of Tales tomorrow, so if you're there when the ceremonies begin, you'll hear some more.
Oh, Ron is looking forward to it.
Very well.
Then Ron shall see you there, your loss.
I shall hope so. Hope to see
Have a
you
great-
again. Goodbye.
Farewell.
I think Ron's more relaxed, feels very proud of himself.
Yep.
So
So you
hanging with the pros.
Yep. So you turn around and your group kind of continues through there, and they start practicing again. You think that you really impressed him with your playing. So as you kind of head away from this kind of area of musicians and culture and stuff, and you take a left around that, and you can see sort of another like large building to your left. It looks like sort of closed in with an opening in the middle of it, where such a large, four corners towers, but still in the same design as the other architecture here. You see sort of young and old, different people coming in and out, and kind of most people leaving now that it's the evening, carrying various books and papers, quills and such. And if you continue there, you can see to the left where Delius had kind of pointed you out. It seems to be the Merchant's Guild. Whereas there's people kind of coming and going. You can see people taking goods to and from. Also beside it, just right in the smack dab center of this large like column, not an island, but a raised area of the city, you can see there's just an immense building with vaulted ceilings, pillars at the entrance, and sort of a domed roof in the center. And there are several other large towers connected to it, to the north, the east, and the west, towards the back of it. They're not necessarily part of it, maybe an expansion of this building. And you see a large kind of emblem over the opening that is a lit candle above an open eye.
Oh.
Lit candle above an open eye.
If anyone would like to make a religion check,
place?
you could.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, religion.
Uh,
Something.
Nope. That's a no.
I
roll?
forgot my dice.
I rolled a 2.
Okay. Anyone else that was gonna roll?
Yeah, I
could
would
try.
like to roll.
Sure.
I
Not
reached for my
horrible.
dice.
Ooh, it's not great. 12.
Hold on. Oh, I do have a okay. 17.
17. Okay.
great.
So Ron,
I thought it was gonna be garbage.
like a super impressive large building. And for Bryn, looks just from kind of the grandeur of the architecture here, it's probably some kind of church of some sort, maybe the one that Dahlia's pointed out. But Vin, you happen to know, this is a church of Denier, and with Denier being sort of the deity of art, cartography, glyphs, images, knowledge, literature, and scholars. And just from what you know about Denier, most of their buildings have some sort of library of some sort in it or connected to it, which you think maybe those towers have something to do with that, but you're not sure. You'll have to ask.
I relay that to the group and say, Bryn, we should check this out later. You would probably enjoy this place. I happen to know that it's a library. Well, it's a church, but there's a library in
I
it. So
really do not care for churches, you know. It's not really my thing.
books,
I do like books a lot. I like to read.
books.
Okay, we could maybe go later.
Okay. So
Is this near the Leela's merchant shop?
it's like right next to it. So if you see this, the church just to the west, the other building there seems to be the Merchants Guild, where people kind of coming and going.
Hey, there's the shop we're looking for. And I march right in.
Sure.
Oh, yes. Let us follow Vin and make sure she doesn't burn the place down.
I will
I look
like
back.
stay and
I
watch the
heard
cart.
that.
So as you enter, it's a lot busier on the inside than the outside, and you see it starting to thin slowly over time as you'd watch people leave. But I guess the only way for me to describe it, sort of a parallel, is it's almost like a stock market floor. People are wheeling and dealing, and then yelling over each other and exchanging, pieces of paper which appear to be representative of the product that they're selling and stuff. A lot of people that are very wealthy, and you can tell just by the way that they're dressed in here. You can enter in. There's also someone sitting at kind of a central desk. And if you approach them, it's just a
Desk lady, yes.
yeah, a human lady is there, and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. The market is about to close for this evening. However, if you have any last-minute things to trade, perhaps you could find a buyer on the floor."
Oh, but we are looking for the one called Leela.
She kind of just like looks at you all like individually and not trying to like overtly give like a disgusted look, but more like, "Oh, well, did you have an appointment?"
Do we have to have one?
Oh, well, I mean, I could check her schedule. I mean, she's booked
We
for
were
the next
sent
month
by
or so.
Delius.
Yes, Captain Delius told us to meet Leela here.
Captain Dalius. One moment, please. And she kind of leaves the book there and kind of marches to the back, trying to wade through like the sea of people buying, selling, haggling. And you wait there for a good solid, like almost 5 minutes. Not sure if she's gonna come back. And you see her kind of fighting through the crowd. "Oh yes, she will see you. Right this way, please."
Oh, excellent.
Oh, sorry, you have to leave the cart here when there are no carts allowed on the floor. However, I could provide you a writ of the goods that you have there.
Oh, yes, that would be fantastic.
All right. What do you have?
We have 50 yards of silk, 50
Yes.
yards of linen,
Yes.
10 pounds of saffron,
All right.
and 50 pounds of various spices.
Okay. Do you know the nature of the spices?
Oh, really good ones.
Various.
All right.
The one with the red one. It's a very
It's fine. It's fine. And she
Okay.
writes something and kind of tears off. This is yours, and please come with me. Come with me. This way. And she's kind of fighting through like the crowd, and you finally make it towards the back, and there's just kind of a large, just kind of office back there. And she says, "One moment, please," and she knocks on the door. Leela, the people are here to see you now. Yes, please. Send them in. Right this way, right this way.
I
she-
curtsy as I walk past her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. No need for that.
Oh, is this part of culture? And Ron mimics what Ben did.
Yes, and she just kind of scurries back,
Bryn does not curtsy.
and you see her,
Like that known.
and you see just a small female gnome wearing just finely made clothes. It's a finely tailored shirt with kind of a dark brown like fleece like shawl over it, leather shoes, and she's got like blonde hair, kind of short, with brown eyes. Yes, how may I help you? I believe that Dalius sent you.
Yes, he asked us to sell these goods and he shall receive 50% of the profits. And he asked to put a leaf. And I put an actual leaf on the table. And
He wants it just made a note of.
Yes, earmarked. Right. All right. Give me your writs, please.
we hand over that writ.
Yes. All right. And you said that Dalius sent you. Is that correct?
Yes, Captain Dalius.
All right. And the goods have been inspected, looked over when you came in.
The man at the lift looked at goods, yes.
All right. And she's writing something, and her desk is just filled with parchments and tomed. It's not messy, but it's just full of work, it appears. Oh, Dalius. I can't believe he sent you to me for such a small amount. He's really pushing his luck, you
Well.
see.
We are constantly coming into a position of unique valuables. So maybe he just thought we would make a good not so good at this. How do you say it?
Friend.
Friends, yes.
Yeah, that we could form a relationship. We'll be coming back, giving you more business.
Well, we only deal with trade goods here in large quantities, but seeing as how you've brought this to me, I suppose that his cut will go towards what he owes me.
This is why he sent us to you. He did not want to come and pay off his debts. It makes a lot of sense now.
Oh, so you
yes.
must be good friends with Captain Dalius.
No,
To allow
not at
such
all.
large sum of money.
No, not at all. He has his uses. All right, let's see. And she sort of like has an abacus and is like moving things left and right. Spices,
Oh,
various
Dalius, you so
saffron,
and so.
linen, silk, various spices. All right, that's fine. The total here will come out to. One moment, please. It's been a long
What's
day.
the spice? One of the spices was the really good one. What's the really good one?
Saffron.
The saffron?
Saffron.
Yeah.
Saffron is the spice. It's very expensive.
It was noted on the sheet, of course, on your writ. Well, the
Just
total
making
comes
sure you
out
know.
to 1,004 gold,
Oh,
of which I will be taking 502 for Dalius and 502 for you. And she goes underneath her desk and just pulls out like a large just sack of coins, just like makes a loud thud on the desk. All right, and she counts out 5 platinum pieces to you, and 2 pieces of gold. Your share, and as the market is closing, there will be no more business. However, if you do come across more trade goods, I would be more than happy to set you up with a representative.
Oh, thank you. But Ron has curious if you knew someone who is very good with dragon hide to perhaps create an armor or shield.
Dragon hide. Maybe someone over in the North Ward. I deal with bulk goods, you see. I'm not entirely certain what the craftsmanship is here. I just deal with imports and exports, you see.
Oh, well then we shall try North Ward. Thank you.
The first advice is free, of course, so anything else you'll be needing will cost you, because my time is worth quite a lot.
Nope, we are done. She reminds me of that Just a Car lady.
Yeah, she needs relations. We should go.
She's a little something. Yeah, you're very right. Very astute.
Yes, hugs.
All right, let us go. We must find what was next step to eat.
Yes, we shall feast.
Valkan is fading away before our very eyes.
And you leave, and most
Yeah.
people are starting to kind of get out. It's becoming like later in the evening. Most people leave the market floor. Go ahead, Falcon. I thought you were gonna say something.
Can
and
I
I
just do a
interrupted you.
general? Who?
Okay, gotcha. So
I real quick want to make a general perception check, just
Sure.
for investigation. I want to see what the types of bulk goods they're trading here, so that if we are out trying to decide whether or not we want to keep something, we'll know
yeah, give me a
whether it's
perception
worth it or
check.
not. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Where's my character sheet? What the? Technical difficulties. My apologies. 18.
18. Okay, so you hear a lot of just people talking back and forth, and you don't see anything because no product's allowed in the market where they all have writs. But you hear people talking about iron, salt, different types of spices, pepper, saffron, of which you have brought some as well, herds of livestock, things of that nature. So more like your bulk, like trading goods,
Okay.
cotton, silk, things like that. Things that
Good to
merchant
know.
ships would bring in.
And maybe we can find somebody who's more like our pal, you know?
Like Bickwin?
Yeah, maybe we could find a big
Yeah, we
one
need
here.
to find the Bickwin of this city.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place we'd bring our loot.
Is there anyone? Actually, she was nice. The lady at the desk. Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
You are most pleasant looking this evening. I have a quick question for you.
Well, thank you. What can I do for you?
I am just wondering, is there someone nearby that sells and procures sort of not bulk items, more of the one-off, strange, unique, fun, those sort of items?
I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Like, we're looking for someone to, like, maybe buy, like, a bunch of rare gems, or, like, a magical ring, or that sort of thing. Do you know, could you maybe point us in right direction?
And she kind of like leans in. I've heard that there are collectors here that collect these sort of things.
Oh,
But I don't know. Very, very secretive.
oh.
Why is it so
Oh.
secretive?
Well, I'm not sure. They're very rare.
Oh. So there's no like curiosities or like trade shop that's not bulk?
Oh, like a. She stops whispering. Like a normal trade shop, you could certainly go into the North Ward and find someone to offload, just items, equipment, things of
No,
the
no,
such.
no, no, no. I want to go back to the super secret stuff. Tell me more. What do you know?
And she kind of leans in back to whisper mode. Well, you'll have to make some friends in very high places in the nobility or people that associate with them. I just work here. I don't typically trade or things here, but maybe make some friends and kind of ask questions and maybe I'll get lucky. I'm not sure.
Well, I tell you what. Maybe we will swing back by here before we leave town. And if you overhear anybody who's looking for adventures to procure weird things, you could like maybe say that you know somebody, and maybe just saying.
I'll keep my ears out, but you see, I just work here, and I don't go home to Highcliff. I go much further south than that, so I typically don't associate with the people that tend to.
But you hear people here, so
Yeah, but I've only heard just whispers, rumors. I haven't heard any actual trading or anything here, but maybe make some friends.
Well, easier question. Do you know where a bakery is?
Oh yeah. If you go down to like most of the industry over to the North Ward, if you take the Northern Street, that gets you into the North Ward. You go around the bend, and then past the second street, more towards kind of the center square, and then on the furthest east cluster of buildings, there's a shop that I really like to go to, ran by this wonderful half-elf woman named Valanth. It's called Sweet Beet, and her specialty is
Sweet Beet.
yes, her specialty are things where she uses beets to, of course, change the color, and make them a little sweeter. Very, very nice lady and very, very nice shop.
Oh, this sounds
Thank you
very
so
nice.
much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, would you also happen to know where there is an armorsmith or leathersmith that could work dragonhide?
Oh, it's a little out of, my purview. I imagine it would be in the North Ward somewhere, but I typically don't deal with armor and things like that. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is quite all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, do you also know where the Church of Danir is located?
Oh, yes. And she kind of walks out, the kind of the front area, out the front door.
Isn't that the one that's next door?
And she goes, yes, there. And she points at this immense building in the center that you pass by to get here.
Like, oh, I don't know. Ron does not know how he did not miss this big building.
I told you guys this was the place.
You must be new here. That's quite all right.
Well, thank you for the
Alright.
time.
You're very welcome.
To the north
Yeah.
North Ward adventuring.
Important question. What color were her eyes?
Oh,
Her
yeah,
eyes were
good
green.
catch.
She's kind of got
Good
sandy
catch.
blonde hair.
Green and sandy blonde hair. Got it.
Where to next? You've got several places to go.
Did-
And
I think dinner? We should just go to the
Or-
closest inn, probably.
Should we check out leather before it closes? That way we don't have to wait till tomorrow.
Oh, in case we need to leave stuff with them. Yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna go looking in the North Ward for a leather worker and armor.
okay, I will say that it's getting late, so you may
Oh.
be lucky to see if I find a shop or someone's still there. But just it's evening,
Maybe we
getting
just
to
do
dinner
dinner
time,
then.
kind of thing. So
Yeah, we'll just feast.
Yeah.
up to you.
We'll just look for a nice looking, we'll just walk down the street until we see a place that kind of strikes the mood. Like, oh, that place has music coming from it, and people seem to be having a good time.
Sure. Give me an investigation check. Because you're looking for somewhere to eat. That seems nice.
Somebody else want to do that one? Because we're about to eat in a dumpster.
Investigation?
Sure.
Oh, wait. Well, I'll try it anyways.
All right, dumpster
Let's
dinner
all
it
roll.
is.
Let's see. Okay, Ron
Are
got
we
a
all
15.
rolling?
15 for Ron.
I don't see anything. That was a 5.
Okay.
Hold on,
Yeah, I
let
got
me
a
see
4.
if I plus anything.
Hawkins in a daze at this point.
2.
We're just dragging you
18.
along.
Okay. So, you're kind of stumbling along, trying to find your bearings in this just expansive city, and you get lost a little bit,
Oh, my
wandering
no.
through the
Ron's
streets.
15 wasn't good.
So, since all of you rolled it as a group check,
Oh, okay, got it.
Oh shit.
Damn. Damn.
We're about to get mugged.
so you get lost. You turn some corners. You know there are some kind of street lamps being lit by lamplighterers, and you see just kind of a place. Says the artist and the bard. It has a nice sign. Seems like an inn/tavern type building. That's the first one you stumble across.
Is there a lot of patrons?
Yeah, it's
People coming in
it's
and out?
decently busy. Yeah, people coming in and out.
Oh, this looks reasonable.
All right, let us feast.
Okay, so you enter into this place, and you can see it is pretty high dollar. As you kind
Someone
of go,
crying.
as you make your way in here, you see people just wearing fine clothing. There's a bard and a band in the corner, like playing nice music. People drinking wines. Quite expensive place. And someone comes up to you, sort of wearing not really a uniform, but very well tailored. Like a red, almost like a velvet sort of attire. And he says, "Yes, hello, welcome to our establishment. Will it be for 5 of you? Correct? This way, please."
Oh,
I guess the baby counts as 5. Sure, yes, 5.
And you make
We're
your
going to
way
feast.
in, and he sort of like pulls the chair out for each one of you and like places the table in front of you.
Whoa. So
Yes.
very
Oh.
fancy.
thank you.
Have you just arrived here?
Yes, we are very new.
Oh, I see you're still wearing your traveler's clothing. Yes. Will you all be having supper?
Oh,
No, we just came here to stare at the walls, actually.
should Ron undress? Is this not appropriate?
Well,
In our
and
traveler's clothes.
he kind of puts his hand behind his back. Well, on tonight's menu, we have a wonderful stuffed trout with a side of yams, as well as some very finely scorched onions with coarse rye bread and plum pudding, which is paired with an excellent plum wine.
Oh,
I would just like 30 servings of plum pudding, please, with 1 serving of this plum wine. Thank you.
I'm sorry, there are no substitutions. The meals are
I did
set.
not soups.
Wait,
Oh.
we have to have the whole entire meal? We just can't have dessert?
Yes.
Why?
You're paying for the experience, which is the meals
Oh.
included.
What if our experience is wanting dessert?
Yeah, this is my experience most of the time.
I mean, Ron likes the stuffed trout and burnt onions. Sounds good.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, burned
we'll all take the normal. Yeah, burning us your finest scorched onions, whatever.
Of course. I will be back shortly with your wine. And he kind of turns on his heels and marches off towards the back area.
This going to be expensive, isn't it?
Hawkins
Oh.
is like,
We could
This
dine
place
in
kind of
ditch.
sucks.
We could dine in ditch. We could try to do that, but I think it is not the
No,
right thing to do.
we should not do such things.
It is not the right thing to do,
have
but maybe if he offends
baby
us
here.
before we leave, we will consider. Oh, that baby
Okay.
would probably be really good at dining dash. Look, it's already trying to steal some bread off that other table.
So you wait a little
Roundtrip
bit,
asked
and
if they have water for baby.
Oh, milk. Babies like milk,
Yes,
I am
milk.
pretty sure.
he comes back with wine in kind of fine glassware, actually, on the table
Cool.
here, and then waters for each of you, as well as the baby. We shall. Do you prefer the courses to be brought out as the items come available, or all at once?
All
All
at
getting the
once.
same thing? What's...
Just all
Just all at
together.
once.
It's fine. Yes, everything
Very
together.
well.
Just pile it on.
Or do you have milk for small baby?
Oh, no.
No, you don't have any milk.
Do you have vegetarian options?
Actually, yes, we do.
Oh, I thought there was only one horse here, just saying. No customization.
If you require certain accommodations being met for your dietary needs, then I can, of course, make this happen for you.
What if our dietary
Oh.
needs is that we only can eat sugar?
But yeah, question.
Yes.
My dietary needs are sugar-based usually. So how about this
This is what I'm talking about. If he does not eat enough sugar, he will just die right here in the middle of your restaurant. You don't want that, do you?
Then we'll have an insurance claim on our hands. We'll be
I-
raking in money.
I will be right back, and just almost looks a little flustered and kind of hurries back to the kitchen.
This poor
Please
guy's
do,
having the
Harvey.
worst day of work ever.
Wait, Ron are confused. He say he can accommodate for dietary needs, but Ron cannot get the milk for baby.
Yeah, he's being an asshole.
This is not accommodating.
Are we offended, Bryn?
I'm not sure what sort of business plan this is where everybody gets
I'm
the
not
same
offended
thing.
yet, but I am not pleased. I am not going to be tipping very well, I can tell you as much.
Who picked this restaurant?
It was the first one we saw.
I.
You know when you're so hungry that the first thing you see, you're like, doesn't matter? That everybody's been in this situation. Everybody's been
one.
in somewhere with white tablecloths and went, oh, well, we're here now.
Yep.
Once a convention, I feel like this happens.
And a short while later, you can see the patrons are kind of laughing and just eating their dinner. Some like giving like judgmental looks over to you, and as you catch their eye, they kind of go back to eating or drinking. And the server comes back with a couple more people in tow, and you're given like definitely more food than you need to eat, but just plates of just this lovely like the stuffed trout, just all kinds of food, as well as the plum pudding on the side, and they refill any wine that you have. Yes, please enjoy your supper this evening. Will you be requiring accommodations for the evening here?
Yeah.
Well, how much is it per night?
I'm sorry. How? Well,
Did I burp
This
in
is-
front of him or something?
This is
I'm
a
so confused.
simple question.
For our establishment, we have rooms available for 5 gold a night, unless you would like one of our suites, which are a 10 gold minimum.
Yeah, we would not require accommodations tonight.
No,
Very
we'll
well.
be
And he
fine.
turns and just leaves quickly.
I thought this is a fancy restaurant. Why are they so rude?
I don't know. It's very strange, isn't it? It was good experience, for baby. Like, you should always eat somewhere nice at least once in your childhood. Learn how the other half lives, so to speak.
I have a feeling that we are not the other half.
No, I was thinking though. She said that there were like kind of rich people that want to trade in goods. Maybe this is the type of place where those sort of folks hang out, right?
Do you see
Okay,
any
it's just
characters that look a little
everything right
shady?
now. Don't tell
I mean, everybody here looks a little shady to me. They all look like they have more money than they need. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ron's just like eating corn, like pudding and stuff.
Oh, I know. I am going to go to the little ladies' room, and if I hear anything on the way, maybe I will hear something.
So you get up and then kind of head.
I elbow Vin. I have to go to the little ladies' room.
Oh, do you want me to come with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Me too! I'm coming!
So
Okay,
you get up and then you
Should we
make your
go to the
way
bathroom together?
towards kind of the front of the area, and you can see like a large kind of party coming with like 10 or 12 people. And you can see them all sort of hovering around like one person in the middle, and you can see that she's a high elf woman, sort of like bronze colored skin, with really striking like facial features, with like a long golden blonde hair down to her shoulders, with like silver eyes. She's wearing just very fine, like extremely nice, well-tailored clothing, sort of like black trousers tucked into like suede boots that are like the light powder blue that you see from Vantis, with gold trim, like a silk blouse, like with a white ascot and a gold pendant of the symbol that you saw on the guards' cloaks, which is that large bird.
Okay.
And as you
So
see,
not peacocks.
and you can see just sort of on her like hands as she's kind of gesturing, see like some sort of like tattoo that is on her hand that goes up the sleeve, but you really can't see anything else. It's on her right hand. And you hear people kind of, grumbling and talking to her, and you hear her kind of giving orders, like, oh, get us a table, please, quickly. And you hear one of the servers say, yes, Duchess, of course, Duchess, the usual table. Yes, where else would I sit? And they kind of like usher her, like through with her party of like our entourage, essentially.
That's the table I want to eavesdrop on. Is it between us and the restrooms?
Restrooms towards the front, which is why you saw them enter. But she's kind of put it into like almost like, restaurants have like the private room for parties. Like they're sending them somewhere back there.
Oh.
Where is that in relation to our table?
So you're more towards the back of the restaurant, whereas that is, think of like the middle, and then if you turn to the right, and there's like a separate kind of in another room, like private area.
Are there any tables near that room?
Yeah, there's an open table.
Bryn, follow me. And I go up to the front where the hostess is. And I'm like, our table will not do. It is so cold over there. Our baby is getting sick. We need to move. And I look and I'm like, yeah, the table right there. And I point to the one next to the party room.
Yes.
That will be perfect.
Of course, we can.
What
of
are
course,
we doing?
We can make this arrangement for you, and sort of just like holds out her hand.
Thank you. And I high five it.
I'm gonna hand her a gold. Not a gold, a silver. 2 silver.
And then
And then I'll also high five.
And then I put a piece of string to make like a smiley face.
And then I also high five her.
So if you reach for gold and then put silver, and she looks at the silver with the string and just kind of like turns her hand like this, I believe that that table is now reserved.
I'm sorry. I grabbed the wrong coin, and I'll hand her a gold.
I hand her another gold.
Happens all the time. Yes, right
Yeah,
this way. How
I'm
many are
colorblind.
in your
Okay.
party?
5. One of us is a baby,
Ron,
though.
come on. Over here, Ron. We're moving.
Oh.
And you hear them kind of yelling and like
pick up the
motioning.
trays. Pick up the trays.
Leave
Oh,
them,
there's like a
please.
fish
We
in his
will.
mouth, like, ah.
Ron
we will.
like picks up
do
the
not,
table.
Do not carry. Do not. We will handle it.
Oh,
Place
okay.
it down. Thank you. Right
Ron
this
puts
way.
the table down gently.
It's like fine, like
The whole restaurant
china.
is staring at us, aren't they?
So we can't have nice things.
My embarrassment humor is making me upset right now, and it's not even real life.
Yep. So you head on over to the that table, and then your food. You know, they move it and starts to come in, and you have your full meal there.
Okay.
I sit back down and I'm like, yes, the bathroom was very nice.
Well, very good.
Whoever's trying to eavesdrop, just give me some perception checks.
Hey, I want to do it. Oh boy.
Hold on,
12.
Perception. 18.
And 18. Okay. So you can kind of hear just some general, like, just for lack of a better term, just like noble people talk. Bryn, Vin, you hear them specifically, like discussing the Eve of Tales, and someone's asking the Duchess, you know, how the preparation's done, and she's essentially saying, "Oh no, I have people for that. I don't like to get involved very much as I have to. It's all just a silly charade, for those lowborns, of course. But you know, it is tradition, and being the Duchess, I of course have to oblige by it. So we'll put on a little show and dance for the people, and let them have their night of fun, and then we'll all go back to normal."
It doesn't sound like she's very much fun to party,
So you
if you
hear
know what I
that,
mean.
Vin, and you kind of, they're just talking more about, and their conversation kind of goes on. If you're specifically listening for like magic item trade and such, it doesn't really get to that topic. This is not really the venue for it. But you get the kind of the sense where she's not trying to be, like mean about it. It's almost to the think that she doesn't like know any better. This is just how things are, and she's got to do what she's got to do because she's the Duchess.
Gotcha. Do we hear any like shady talk, or like shady things going on, or like anything like that?
Not in this place, not in this restaurant.
Vin, I have a question for you.
Yes, Bryn, I may or may not have an answer for you.
Okay. You know you can like. It's having a secret conversation, Ron.
Oh, apologies.
No, you're included, but this is why we're whispering. Yeah,
Okay.
lean in. Okay, Vin, you know how you can like do this thing where you change your face?
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm.
Can you look however you want, right?
Yeah.
Okay, study that Duchess face and voice.
Okay. I look
If
over
we
at
get
her.
in a scrap, that would be a good one. And she does not seem very nice, so I don't think we will have to feel bad about making a bad impression on her behalf.
All right. So you all
Okay.
finish your food, and the servers start to take the plates and things away, and the server who was originally on your table comes over. "Oh, yes, I see that you found better accommodations. Well, that concludes your meal. That will, of course, be, well, Max is loading. DM loading.
Loading screen on Max.
Yeah, there's a loading screen over my head.
Do.
Oh, yes, that will be 10 gold pieces for tonight's dinner.
Oh, well, that is, I mean,
I'll
that was
pay for it.
pretty good.
How good was the meal?
The best
was
meal
it
you've
10
ever
golds for-
had.
Oh,
okay.
Meal.
Well,
This
all right
is
then.
a place of very fine dining. So it's safe to say that none of you have tasted anything this good.
Okay, so here's the thing. If we can do more adventures and make lots more money, we should come back here, like, every week.
Oh, but we have to wear not armor. Just,
Oh, I don't...
He-
No, you look very nice in your armor, Ron. What are you talking about?
Oh, thank you.
So
It-
this-
it
But
fits you
everyone
quite well.
here, one would like nice burgundy.
Oh, you would like to dress in, like,
Outfit.
a nice... Like, with, like,
Yeah.
a collar and all... Oh,
Oh
okay,
no, Ron don't like collar. Maybe
oh,
like
more, like, open, like,
deep
down,
V-neck.
like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the
That'd be very good
server
look for you.
takes the gold.
A
Yes, well,
bow.
that concludes your evening. Please, yes, you have a good night. We have people waiting. Thank you very much.
Yes,
For
good night, sir.
Like, we
Ron-
did not tip him, by the way.
Ron
Yeah.
stands up and gets really close to the server and just looks down at him.
Thank you for a very nice meal. It was most delicious.
you are very welcome. Please this way, and sort of like lead you out the
I
door.
am gonna tip him. I'm gonna leave the 2 silver that the other lady didn't want, and the string with a smiley face.
So you leave the tip on the table, just kind of ushering away.
Leave
so
the
he'll see
smiley
that,
face. Yeah. Okay. You always have to tip something.
And he pretty much just ushers you like out of the restaurant. And you can see there's multiple people that are just there relaxing, having wine, but he's trying to get you out for whatever reason. Who knows?
It's just fine. I do not blame him. We will be back though.
Ron feels like we are not welcomed.
What was the name of the restaurant again? The
This is
artist
the
and the-
artist and the bard.
The artist and the bard.
I didn't hear any bard.
Yeah, neither.
There was music playing.
Maybe we will have better luck finding accommodation in North Ward and not in Fancy Ward.
Good point. Let us go.
Yeah, let's go there.
Oh, yes. Okay, that is fine.
Sure. So you kind of make your way out of this area, and you kind of go down the nearest street that you can find, and you realize that you have sort of wandered into more of like the richer part of town. You didn't like fully go all the way to where the estates and things are, but with this being a new, large, sprawling city that you've never been to, easy to get turned around since there's no like clear like delineation here between like North Ward and like the kind of rich part of town. It's just a gradual type thing, but so you can continue on and then make your way over to North Ward. And you're looking specifically for somewhere to rest for the night?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So you come across a place that looks decently nice. It's called the Gray Jug Inn and Tavern.
The Gray Jug.
Oh, maybe we can order sweets here without ordering a whole entire meal.
We go on in.
Yep. And so this place is definitely kind of more of your speed of what you were probably looking for.
Like chill vibes.
Yeah, more like chill vibes, just like friendly tavern with just normal patrons kind of just singing, dancing, and just really just kind of more what you were looking for.
Oh, this is much better.
Yeah, but the food at the last place was pretty good. I'm not gonna
Oh.
lie.
Ron has never tasted such delicious
Do you
food in all
think
his
they would
life.
do like a carry-out order? Like we could pick it up and then bring it over here and eat it? Oh, that would be the life. Probably not. Okay. I think we're just gonna get some rooms because I think we want to wake up early to do bakery, armor, and then get the baby where the baby needs to go. So we got a full day ahead of us, right?
Sure.
Oh, and finding a knickknack shop that sells magical knickknacks and can cast Identify.
Gotcha. Okay. So, you go over to the patron there at the bar, which is like a half-orc man kind of just cleaning glasses. What can I do for you?
Oh, we would like some rooms, please.
Rooms? All right, that's gonna be, well, let's see here. About 5 silver pieces a piece. Unless you're sharing a room, then
Oh, we could share.
probably fit about
2 and 2. Yeah.
two
two
rooms.
rooms.
We say, all right, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, just that'd be gold for the night.
All right, Ron pays the gold.
All right, here you go. You just go up the stairs, over to your left, around there, and your rooms are kind of the second and the third on your left.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, have a good one. And goes back to cleaning like mugs and things.
Where's the baby sleeping?
With Ron.
Oh wait, sir, do you have any milk? Just like goat's milk, whatever.
Well, yeah, we can get you some goat milk. You want it brought up to
Oh.
you?
That would be fantastic. Thank you very much.
All
And
right,
I'll
yeah,
give
two
him like
copper.
2 copper. Yeah. See, this is not hard. It's so easy. I don't understand. That other guy
Yeah.
was an asshole.
You can get you,
Twice as much better.
get you a glass of milk, just pours it. All right, there you go. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh my god.
Keep that
Little-
baby some.
Little sleep
So-
times.
You all find your rooms. Who's staying with whom?
This is the boys and the girls. We'll split
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Corin's staying with
with Ron. Yeah.
Ron. Okay.
Wherever she wants.
Gotcha. So you all kind of lay down for the night, kind of unwind, and have a much needed rest after all that sea travel. And Ron,
Oh,
so you
Not
lie
again.
down to rest on probably the most comfortable bed that you've slept in weeks, essentially. And you feel your eyes grow heavy and sort of slowly close as you drift to sleep. As you're deep in this restful sleep, you feel heat on your back. You open your eyes and you find yourself at the edge of the forest that burned along with your village from your previous dream. That same offending black smoke enters your nostrils, stinging with every breath that reaches to your lungs. And you look up and you see in the distance, not as far as last time, the great oak tree towering over the rest of the forest. And the flames haven't yet reached the tree in the stream. And as you're staring at this great oak, kind of silhouetting the starry sky, you just feel a longing in your heart, almost beckoning you to go towards it. What do you do?
I look around to see if I can find my family and call out for their names.
So you turn and to face behind you to get a glimpse of your village, and you're met with a wall of fire. And it's almost as you turn to look and you try and call out to them, but you have no voice. And you can see the flames just erupting in the forest behind you.
I turn around and I guess start walking towards the great oak tree.
Okay. So you begin walking and walking and walking, and it feels like you've been walking for an hour, 2 hours. And when you think you're getting close to this tree, it's so incomprehensibly massive compared to the rest of the forest. And as you make your way, you see different woodland creatures just fleeing from the flames in the forest. Squirrels, rabbits, deer, elk, all running towards the direction that you're going, away from the flames. And you finally make it there to the foot of this massive oak tree. And you feel your heart kind of pulling once more, just telling you to climb.
I'll climb the tree.
Give me an athletics check.
I got a 23.
23. So this massive tree trunk in front of you. No real discerning ways to climb, and you just sort of rub your hands together and just grab, just by the sheer strength of your grip and your fingers as you're making your way up this tree. Minutes pass and you're still climbing, and you haven't seen any branches, or you haven't made it to any branches yet, as the trunk just ascends almost to the heavens. And then you finally reach the part of the trunk where the branches sort of branch out from the tree. And then when you reach it, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Can I get a view of the village from this height?
So you look back and you can see the village, and it's just engulfed in flame. You see almost a silhouette of it, but you don't see any movement, and the flames have since moved on where the village is sort of left still in flames, but well behind this wall of fire. As you make it towards where the branches start to come off from the tree there, you hear a loud, like booming voice, disembodied, sort of emanating from all around you, from perhaps the tree. And it says, "You must return the balance. There are great forces in this forest that have upset the balance. You must restore it."
How will Ron do such a feat to restore balance?
And you wait. And finally, you hear another loud, booming voice. "You must find your strength and heed my words, Ron."
Ron is already strong, but Ron must get stronger.
And you wait. And wait.
What of Ron's family? Why did you bring Ron here?
Return the balance, Ron. And you can see the wall of flames getting closer to this great tree. And they reach the tree, and the flames start going up the trunk. And just as they are about to engulf you, and you go to shout, nothing comes out, and you cover your face to protect yourself, and you wait, waiting to be engulfed. But there's no heat, and you look, and you're lying in your bed, staring at the ceiling of the room. And that is where we will take a break. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting. And
Just glad pixies didn't disappear him again. I was worried
That's what
for a
I
second
thought was
there.
going to happen.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh fuck.
yep. And when we come back, they will explore a little more of the city of Isgard.
Yeah.
And maybe get to
More
the festival
shopping.
and do some shopping. All right. We will see you then.
BRB.